Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start assembling this part of the box. Now what I would do is, if I were lining this, which I would do in most cases, I go ahead and line one side of all of it, whether it's with decorative paper, white paper, gray paper, black paper. I'll line all 5 pieces with that material. And then everything that is lined will be facing inside the box. Okay, so if it's decorative paper, all the inside of the box will be decorative. If I'm lining it with just a solid piece of material, it'll all be facing inward. So your decorative paper will be here. And then this will be facing inwards. This will be facing inwards. This will be facing inwards, and then I'll turn this over to where the decorative paper is facing inwards as well. So you get the point. All right, so just to show you about how easy this is to put together, the way I do it is I just hold it like I'm holding a tray, serving food. I put just a little bead of glue on there, less than a board's thickness, and I'm just scraping it onto the cover board. If you get a little bit too much, that's fine, just wipe it off. Like that might be a hair too much, and just wipe it off. And then I'll do that to 3 sides, because remember, you have one side that's not going to get a board, it's going to be open. And then I dab the bottom of my board. And now remember, my small walls are actually going to be bumping up against my board. So anything that's getting contact, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on that too. Okay, so my short walls, I'm dabbing the bottom because that's getting contact with my base, and I'm dabbing one end. Okay, now pay attention to which end you're putting on the glue on, because that will be facing only one way. All right, so now that I have those pieces down, I'll put this glue to glue just as straight as I can get it, just with my hands and eyes, and I'll bump it flush. Maybe have a little block, you can put a block there. I don't really like doing that because there's a little bit of glue seeping out, and when I try to pull it away, it wants to stick. So I usually just run my finger along it. If it feels good, that's where we're gonna leave it. And then I put my short wall on. I'll turn it around so I can get that side flush with the base. I get the corners to meet as flush as I can get them. And if it's overhanging just a hair, you can just split the difference. If it's overhanging a lot, go ahead and just take it up and trim it down a little bit. So it's usually best to dry fit it, but I know I cut it pretty good, so I'm gonna leave it where it's at. And if it's a little short, that's okay. I would rather just still try to split the difference. But if it's a little short, I try to split the difference and push it a little bit closer to the front, because you don't want a big drop off when it comes down to wrapping it. Okay, so now it's pretty fresh, or flush rather. I'm going to dab the top of this with glue. You don't really need a ton of glue for this to stick. You know, this sticks really well. And I do 3 sides of this, my second part of my box. And then I'll set that down. It should fall pretty flush. Move it around. Don't give it a whole lot of weight just yet until you get everything where you want it. Once it's nice and flush, and you can get inside the box, tweak it a little bit. Once it's nice and flush, then you can put some weights. Put a little bit of weight on it. Don't shift it around, just put a little bit of weight on it. I like to put my walls on the inside because some people will put it on the outside. That's not really a good thing to do because all your weight is going down here. So you could actually put a lot of weight on that box. And just let it sit there for a minute, and it's ready to work with here in about 2 minutes. We'll line the sides and go from there.